back to my channel. You've reached Nature's Natural Hair. My name is Claudine Collins and I am the founder and director of naturesnaturalhair.com. So if you want to know about how much product to apply to your hair, then stay tuned. Okay, so we're just going to jump straight into it and have this discussion. So first of all, tip number one is you always want to start with freshly washed and cleansed hair. Okay, so you never want to apply product on hair that has so much build up and has so much dirt and grime. You want to start off on a clean slate. Now I like to use a clarifying shampoo, and if not a clarifying shampoo, then I'll rotate it by using a cleansing clarifying shampoo. So I like to use the As I Am CLARTY shampoo, and this really gets into the grime and it really does like cleanse your scalp and your hair free from dirt, free from debris. So I'm literally starting on a clean slate. It's not all the time I will use this shampoo. Some weeks when I feel my hair really needs to be cleansed, I will use this. If I feel that my hair needs to be cleansed but still have that moisture element, I will use the As I Am cleansing pudding, which is one of the best ones I have used so far in terms of cleansing my hair but still providing my hair with that moisture that it needs. So it's all about paying attention to what your hair needs and making sure that you're selecting the right products according to what your hair is in need of. Bearing in mind that, and this is just another tip that I'm going to throw in here, is you don't want to select products that has too much protein in there. So my suggestion is to go for the ingredients list and look for the keywords that will say strengthening, silk amino acids, hydrolyzed wheat protein, those type of things. You know that product will have protein in it. However, if it's listed at the top of the ingredients within the 6 lists, within the 6 places at the top, then you know that it has more protein in it. If it's listed near the bottom, then you know it has very little protein in it. So I tend to, and what I'm doing is deciphering through the products that I have, and I'll have products that will have all protein in it, products that will have protein free in there, so I'm not overloading my hair with too much protein. As you know, protein overload can be quite difficult to come out of your hair. That's just a tip. Okay, so now we've established that your hair is cleansed, it's conditioned, it's deconditioned, you've rinsed out your hair, you are now ready for the styling process. Now, I always say, if you have thick hair, you want to work your hair into sections. If you have like finer hair, or you can pretty much like work your hair into 2 sections. I don't have that much of a dense type of hair. I'd say my hair is in between, medium, and I often can get away with sectioning my hair into 2s and working it into 2 sections. However, I find most times I might work it into 4, just to make sure that when I'm applying products to each section of the hair, that it is being saturated with sufficient amount of product, and every strand is being lubricated. So we've established that you need to section your hair and working your hair into sections. Okay, so once you've washed your hair, you might find that your hair will start to dry out. What you want to do is you want to make sure that you have your spray water bottle to hand. Now, I always like to top up my spray water bottle with fresh water, but fresh boiled or cooled down water. I never like to use the tap water to use in my spray bottle and apply to my hair. So what I do is I have a coffee machine, and I can use hot or cold water in my one, and because it is like the right temperature in terms of like when I need to make my teas and that, I will put some of the water in it and then I'll allow it to cool down a bit, because having low porosity hair, I need to incorporate some form of heat just to make sure that that cuticle layer that's laying flat is remain open, so that when I'm applying the product in there, my scalp is getting all the nutrients and everything that is needed. So this is just a tip, a handy tip that most of you might know. So you want to make sure that your hair is hydrated with water but not saturated with too much water. So you want to spritz your hair lightly and make sure that section is hydrated, and then you start to apply the product in your hair. So when I say product, the only product that you ever really need is your leave-in conditioner. Okay, so your leave-in conditioner you'll apply to your hair. So most times if people have much finer texture hair, they can get away with styling their hair with just a leave-in conditioner. But however, if you have medium or much denser texture of hair, you might need to apply a leave-in conditioner as well as a styling cream on top. Okay, so the one I like to use is the As I Am leave-in conditioner, and the reason why I like to use this leave-in conditioner because I find that it blends very well with a lot of products that I use. So just a little tip, what you can do is you can apply some of the leave-in in your hand with a styling product and rub them together to see if it marries really well and it doesn't form any, like, how can I say, bubbles or any, like, when something doesn't mix together it curdles, that curdle type of look, then you know then not to use that product because it will create that in your hair. But if it blends seamlessly together, you're good to go. But I find with this product it blends very well with pretty much any product that I use. So that's the leave-in that I use. So now you want to find out how do I know if I'm applying product to my hair in order to make my hair moisturized. So I'm just going to show you because I need to apply some on this section of the hair. So I am going to just work my hair into twos. Well, pretty much I can work on this section here. So what you do is you put your hand together but not squeezing your hair. So you put your hand and you work that down. Okay, so this is the size of that section of the hair, and this is just a guideline that you can use. Okay, so now I know that this is like a medium size hole. Okay, my hair needs water, it needs to be hydrated because you should never apply products to dry hair. So I'm just gonna apply some water to that section of the hair. Just enough to. Okay, and this is what I do when my hair needs to be refreshed because I don't have that much product in my hair and I never tend to go back and reapply the product. So I just use the water to kind of help to reactivate the existing products in my hair, but also when I want to hydrate my hair. So see, my hair is not saturated with water, and what you can do is you can kind of go apply water in there, make sure it's everywhere is hydrated with water. Okay, that feels really nice already. Now what you want to do is you want to go in with either a brush or wide tooth comb, but I use my EZ brush, which you can buy from our store, Nature's Natural Hair, but all of the products will be listed below. And I'm just going to use that brush to make sure that every part of that hair has enough water saturated each strand. Okay, and I want to make sure that I'm working on detangled hair. Okay, work out. Okay, right, so now I'm going to go in with my leave-in conditioner, and that's with the As I Am. So I'm going to pour. So this was the circle that I measured. Okay, so I'm going to measure it against how much product I have in there, which looks like a good amount, and I'm going to apply that to my hair. Okay, because what you never want to do is you never want to apply too much product in your hair, but you want to apply enough to make sure that that section is hydrated. Already my hair feels good. So I only generally use 2 products in my hair, and if I want much more of a hold, because obviously if you use yeah, and even with the butter, it's going to give you a light hold. It's not going to give you a really strong hold. However, if you want like a more defined definition, you're going to have to use either a custard or a gel, something that's going to give you much more of a hold that's going to last you a good couple of days. So with me, I tend to like to use a gel following up after conditioner. Most times if I just want a light hold, I'll just use a leave-in and then an oil. Okay, so the next way you can find out if your hair has enough product is the squishing method. So you squeeze your hair together, and if you can hear that squishing sound, you know your hair is hydrated with moisture, which is brilliant. Okay, so that is pretty much how you know how much product to apply to each section of your hair to make sure that your hair is properly moisturized. So it's to measure the section of your hair loosely with your hands and run it down. Some people's circle could be much smaller, some might be like, you know, medium, some might be a bit bigger, but that is a guideline that I use to make sure that each section of my hair has enough product in it. If it has too much product, then obviously you can just run your fingers and squeeze through and take out the excess product of your hair. But the rule of thumb is you can use that as a guideline, and you never want to just scoop up a lot of product and apply to your hair because it's too much, and our hair cannot cope with too much product because our hair is the strands of our hair can't cope with so much excessive products, and you don't need to use excess product in your hair as well because it's a waste of money for you and it's just not needed. Okay, so that hopefully should be helpful for you. Always use like a brush to make sure that all strands of your hair is saturated properly with the product, which I am going to do right now. Now that I've applied the leave-in, and you can see that there's no product left on the strands of my hair. Okay, and it is properly moisturized, and it looks very defined, nice leave-in. But I had gel in my hair prior before, so I'm just refreshing my hair, and I tend to not like to reapply products when I'm refreshing my hair, so usually just water and a leave-in will do me fine and I'm good. Okay, so I am just going to finish off with my hair and I'll jump. Okay guys, so that's it. My hair, as you can see, I don't really need to apply any gel or anything because I've just reactivated just from using water. So my hair feels really nice, it feels hydrated, it feels moisturized, it feels really, really nice. And now that's pretty much it. Okay guys, so let's do the rundown. So at the beginning we just discussed about working on cleansed hair. So you need to make sure your hair is cleansed, conditioned, deep conditioned. Now you're ready for the styling process. We talked about working your hair into sections according to the texture or the density of your hair. So you might be able to get away with sectioning your hair in 2s, 4s, 6. It all depends on how much hair you're working with. And working your hair into sections makes it easier and even distribution of the product in your hair. We talked about listening to when you gather your hair together and you can hear that squinching or squeezing sound, then you know that your hair is being properly moisturized, or that section of your hair is properly moisturized. And then we then went on to talking about how much product to apply according to that section of your hair, and I kind of showed you an example of a guideline of what you can do in order to ensure that you're applying sufficient amount of product to your hair. And we talked about the products that you can use in your hair according to the density of your hair. So hopefully this has been helpful for you guys. We're going to be doing some more videos quite similar like this to kind of help you lot with any questions or any concerns that you may have. So if there is anything you would like me to touch on, then leave me a comment below and I'll be more than happy to tackle that for you guys. So I hope that these tips has been useful for you, and again, the products that I've showcased in this video I will leave down in the description box below, but you'll find that all the products here I sell on my shop, and that's naturesnaturalhair.com. So if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, do subscribe if you've come this far, and do share it and tell people if you feel it might be beneficial for them, and I will see you guys in my next